These are 10 mistakes that people make when visiting Universal Studios Orlando that are costing you time, money, and memories. I've made them, my family's made them, thousands of people make them every week when they come to Universal. So today I'm going to be telling you all 10 of these mistakes and what you should be doing instead to maximize your trip to Universal. Number 10 on this list is not buying your tickets ahead of time. Not buying your tickets ahead of time, you're wasting your money and your time. First things first, if you buy your tickets ahead of time online, they're cheaper than they are day of at the park. So that is where you're going to save some of your money. But more importantly, you can waste a lot of time if you don't buy your tickets ahead of time. If you come first thing in the morning, the ticket booth lines can get very long. You could be waiting 30 to 40 minutes just to get your park ticket. Now, right now, it's about the middle of the day. So yes, there really isn't much of a line. But they decreased their staff at the ticket booth significantly by middle of the day. So you're just going to have 1 to 2 people working these booths. So if you have 8 people ahead of you, it still could take you a while to get these tickets. And if it's already the middle of the day, you're wasting a lot of time already at the park. So if you want to save some money, but definitely save some time, buy your tickets ahead of time, have them ready to go so you can just walk right to the front entrance and scan yourself into the park. Now, number 9 on the list of 10 mistakes that people make when going to Universal is to not bring your own bottle of water or not getting one of the Coca-Cola Freestyle cups. Let me explain. You can bring in bottle of water to Universal. Myths out there that people say you can't. Yes, you can. It doesn't have to just be a water bottle either. You can bring in your own reusable water bottle and fill up at the refill stations throughout the park. A bottle of water here goes for $6. If you and the family each only needed 1 bottle of water per day, it's an extra $25 down the hole. Odds are, if you're here with a family, you're going to need more than that. Bring your own water bottle, fill it up with water throughout the day. If you forget a bottle of water, you can also ask for cups at some of the food stations and they'll give you a cup of water, because it's very important on some of these days like today where it's hot to stay hydrated. Now you might be saying, Josh, I want something more than water. We like soda, we like Powerade, we like all that. Then you can get the Coca-Cola Freestyle cups that can give you unlimited refills throughout your entire day. Range in prices. This is a themed one for Mardi Gras. I usually like the themed ones better, but they come in around $27. Just the basic regular Coca-Cola Freestyle ones are gonna cost you around 18 bucks. But it's unlimited refills throughout the day. You can just continue to get them. So again, 18 bucks unlimited refills. Say you get 10 drinks a day between water, Coke, and everything like that. That's gonna save you around 70 bucks. Again, similar to water, soda here costs about 5 to 6 bucks per bottle. And then if you bring the cup back on another day, it is $11.99 for unlimited refills for that day. Whole trip, you're doing a 7-day trip, you can have unlimited refills for just 12 bucks a day with one of these cups. It's a great deal. The next mistake on this list is wearing the wrong footwear to Universal. I get it. You want to look good for Instagram. We all do. For a few hours of walking around a theme park with the wrong footwear, man, you're going to be begging for a break. Luckily, like this, there's plenty of benches around Universal to take a break. But you're trying to make the most out of your days here. So here's some tips on what to wear and what not to wear. First things first, don't wear flip-flops, man. Unless you're like constantly thinking, will I lose my shoes on this ride all day? I don't recommend it. Plus, they're not made for the 8 to 12 miles of walking you're going to do. Yes, you're going to average around 8 to 12 miles of walking around Universal Orlando. That's a mini marathon, people. No flip-flop. Can't believe I have to say this, but no high heels either. Yes, I have seen it, and no, I don't get why. And last on the don't list is brand new sneakers. I get it, I love wearing white shoes. I like the look of wearing white shoes, okay? But not brand new ones. They may look great, but if they're not worn in, man, you're gonna get some blisters on the feet from all this walking. This is what you should wear. Comfortable, broken-in shoes. You want to go the sandal route, look for some walking sandals with some good support. I mean, this will help with the sweat because it can get a little hot. You don't want them stinky feet. Trust me, it is a ton of walking, and after a trip to Universal, your feet are going to hurt you either way. But I'm telling you, there is a huge difference between comfortable worn-in shoes and some ones that are not. I have always seen people taking off their shoes at the end of the night, massaging their feet. It's disgusting, but it happens. Don't be one of those people. The next mistake on this list, and this is an important one, is not preparing for the weather that comes at Universal Orlando. Let me break that down. We recently had some of our coldest weather we've ever had. In the mornings and in the evenings some nights, the wind chill felt like 38 degrees. And yes, I saw people shivering in shorts. Florida has a reputation of having very hot weather, and that's true for a lot of times in the year. But some of these winter months, yes, we get very cold. It may be easy to buy a Universal hoodie, but it's a lot harder to find Universal pants. Make sure, depending on the time of year you're coming, you're checking the weather and you can prep accordingly. At least bring 1 pair of pants, especially in these winter months. As for the more well-known weather we're talking about, first up, the rain, okay? I can't tell you how many times I see people dripping just in their t-shirt and shorts. Bring an umbrella, get a poncho. Cheap on Amazon ahead of time for a bunch of ponchos for the entire family and you'll be good to go. Cool thing about the rain in Florida is it doesn't last forever. Usually it comes and goes very quickly, but still when the rain comes, a lot of people get wet and they leave the theme park at least for a little bit. don't leave the theme park. Make sure you're prepped for the rain that can come, so that way as soon as the rain stops, you can maximize it, because when these rides that are outside reopen, they usually have short wait times for a short amount of time, and you can capitalize and get a lot done middle of the day that you usually couldn't do without the help of the rain. We all know the heat's here. I'm sure this is the one you prep for the most. Shorts and t-shirts can go a long way, but the number one thing you need to remember is sunscreen. If you can bring it here, do it. It's a lot of money at the parks and the hotels. They definitely upcharge it like they do everything in theme parks. So you could be spending $15 to $17 to $20 for a can of sunscreen at some of these places. So try to bring sunscreen if you can ahead of time. Definitely don't want to be spending double what you would pay at your local supermarket for the same thing of sunscreen. I cannot stress how important that one is and how many times I see those mistakes, because yes, it's a beautiful sunny day here at Universal Orlando, but it's not always like this, and actually it's very rare that you're going to get the picture perfect day. Usually you're getting some rain, usually you're getting a lot of heat, or believe it or not, yes, we're going to be getting some cold. So prepare ahead of time, do yourself that favor. The next mistake I want to talk about is one I did for years. The mistake is to just do the rides at Universal and not take the time to see some of the things the parks have to offer. I was a ride kid. I always loved the rides. I didn't want to waste any time on shows. I didn't want to meet the characters. I want to explore the theming of the parks. I just wanted to ride rides. You're only coming here for a limited time and you don't get to be a local like I am. I get it, because that's really the advertisement. Those are the big things. That is what you pay for. There's so much good stuff at Universal that I would hate for you guys to miss too. It's nice being a local because now I can learn some of these things and then show them to my parents who are tourists who only get to visit here once a year if they're lucky. Some of my favorite shows here are the Horror Makeup Show and the Born Stuntacular. One of the most underrated of the parks is Camp Jurassic, which is like a playground / themed area for families, but it's great for people of all ages. All of these things I routinely skipped, walked right by when I would come here, and man, do I regret it. Also, character meet and greets here are really unique. Between the Transformers, the Simpsons, they oftentimes just have random characters you wouldn't expect meeting, walking around. Beetlejuice is often walking around, and they don't have the typical lines you find at a place like Disney World, that it's often like 30-40 minutes just to meet a character. That doesn't really happen at Universal. I've seen a lot of times where you can pretty much wait less than 5 minutes and meet some of these characters, or they're just waiting for people to come up to them. So take advantage of those. I know the rides are the main thing. Make a plan for your rides, but don't forget, take some time and enjoy some of these shows and other themed areas, especially in Harry Potter World. I skipped Nocturne Alley so much when I used to come. I didn't even know it was there because I was just running to Gringotts and then running out to get to Men in Black. Don't make those mistakes. Take the time, enjoy those atmospheres, because some of this stuff is really, really good. The next mistake people make is not staying on site at Universal Studios hotels. You might think there's some good hotel deals out there, but I promise you, Universal has it covered when it comes to what hotel type you're looking to stay at. They have some of the cheapest hotels to stay at in Orlando, as well as some of the most expensive. Staying on site gives you some awesome perks, including free transportation and early park access, which is huge in getting as much done as possible. That early access really helps. Some of my favorite hotels to stay at in Orlando is Universal's Endless Summer Surfside and Dockside Inn. I've stayed there as a local for Horror Nights. I've stayed there with my family in their 2-bedroom suites. I think it's some of the most affordable hotels in Orlando. The benefits of early theme park access, we've gotten a lot done before the regular crowds do who are staying off-site. The free transportation is such an added bonus. You don't have to worry about renting a car. You don't have to worry about Ubers, taxis, Lyfts, any of that. Saves you that money because they'll get you to and from the park the quickest out of any other hotel. Save you that time, save you that money, and ultimately make some more memory. Another mistake people make when visiting Universal Orlando is trusting the wait times a little too much. Let me explain. I have a hard cutoff time of when I'm not waiting for a line. So if it says 60 minutes, I'm probably not getting in there. But the wait times at Universal and at really any theme park are typically higher than they usually are. This is more for like a psychological purpose, you know what I mean? Like if the ride says it's going to be an 80-minute long wait and you wait 60, you're relatively happy with that. Nobody's going to be upset about waiting less amount of time. Rides on your guys' list that you really want to do, you should hop in that line and wait for it. Now, obviously beginning of the day and end of the day, these are typically a little less, but during the middle of the day, some of these can look extreme. I promise you, the majority of time, unless something happens to the ride, the wait time that's listed, it's gonna really be shorter than what it says. Universal's really good and efficient at their loading processes on most rides, so you are gonna be waiting a little less. So especially those Hagrids, those Velocicoasters, where it can say 80 to 100, you're probably gonna be waiting less than that. Still a smart decision to maybe grab a snack or a drink for the line, but I promise you, the majority of the time, you're gonna be waiting less than those posted wait times. So don't let that get in the way of missing some of these great rides they have here. Next mistake people make, and this can cost you a ton of money, is to buy Express for everybody in the family and stay off site. Let me explain. Now, the Express Pass is needed sometimes. Some days you're gonna get some busy times, do some research about crowd calendars, but really Express is something that might be needed the more people you have in your family and the time of year you come. So let's say you get Express for the family. For unlimited Express, it could run you anywhere from $179 to $300 and some dollars. It's all over the place. So let's meet in the middle and say Express costs you $250. So you spend for a family of 4 $250 on unlimited Express for everybody. On top of that, you spend $200 a night at a hotel off-site or one of the cheaper Universal hotels. So for a day at Universal to stay and for unlimited Express, $1,200. Now, if you stay at some of the top of the line hotels, the premier hotels at Universal, you get unlimited Express for staying there. So that might cost you $450 for a night at a Universal hotel. But everybody listed on the room gets unlimited Express for the entire day. So that means the family of 4 in that room gets unlimited Express and a place to stay for $450. For a 3-day trip, this can save you over $1,000. You're gonna go the Express route and you have more than a party of 2. I cannot recommend. Spend the money to stay at one of their premier resorts because you will get the free unlimited Express and it will save you a ton of cash. And then you don't have to worry about buying it or anything in advance. It scans with your room key. It's a great perk. Take advantage. The more people you have in your party, the better off you are at doing this. The next mistake people make when visiting Universal Orlando is to take the Hogwarts Express at the wrong time. Hogwarts Express can get an insanely long line. That's because only so many people can fit in some of these cars. So once that train fills up, there's nothing they can do. You gotta wait for the next one. It backs up really quickly, especially in the middle of the day. Graph here on wait time for the Hogwarts Express, and as you can see, there's times where it really peaks and you could easily be waiting 50 minutes for this. That is a waste of your time. I know you're doing a lot of steps and sometimes it can be nice to have a break, but take that walk over. It can save you almost an hour of time during your park day to get to the next park. Now, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I never want to skip the Hogwarts Express. So what I recommend is do a couple things at Islands in the morning and then hop on it before it gets too busy, or wait till the evening when you're going back to your last park of park hopping. Take it then when the lines die down a little bit. But don't do it in the middle of the day. Don't wait 45 minutes. Don't wait 60 minutes for the Hogwarts Express. It's a fun time and Harry Potter fans love it, but it is not worth wasting that much time of your day to do this. The last mistakes I'm going to talk about. Only going to one of the Universal theme parks. Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios has so much to offer everybody, and I know the park tickets can get expensive, and it's tempting to just do one of the parks because it's cheaper, but I'm telling you, it's worth it to get the multi-park ticket. A lot of people I know that come here have the single-day ticket and upgrade to the multi-park ticket just because they want to go do the other things and don't think they got enough or are satisfied from just one park for one day. Use some of these money-saving tips and make sure you hit both parks because there is so much to offer. Now, I can make a video about the perfect park day between both parks and how to get the most of your day. So if that's something you want to see, let me know in the comments. And if you stayed this long, you deserve some bonus tips, which I put on the screen in the beginning of the video. So 2 bonus tips is number 1, to check the park hours. Before you come, check the park hours. A lot of these days are out of the peak months to visit the theme parks. Universal can sometimes close at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. There's nothing more disappointing than coming to the park at 10 a.m. or coming later in the day because you think you have time at like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. and the park's closed 4 hours later. Don't have that mistake happen. Check the park hours before you plan your trip, before you come. They're known pretty far in advance. Now, why would they close at 6 p.m.? Sometimes it's off season and they don't want to staff that late, but a lot of times it's after park events, you know, like Halloween Horror Nights or concerts or anything like that. The parks will close at 6 p.m. So make sure you check park hours ahead of time. And the last but not least tip is to have a plan. Don't have a bulleted plan time by time that you need to get to everything in a couple of hours. The theme park day can change very quickly. Rides go down, waits get high. You don't want to have a bulleted plan that has everything timed out because that's just going to lead to more stress. But have a plan of what everybody wants to do, what you want to accomplish in your day, and get started on that right away. Obviously, Express really lightens that load and gives you the option to kind of do whatever you want whenever you want. With that said, you don't need Express to have a great day at Universal, so just have a plan. It makes it a lot easier. Thank you for watching all the way through. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great Universal trip. Anything you want me to cover in the future, leave in the comments. I appreciate you, and I will see you on Thursday.